Hey everyone, RedHolm here. Today I'm going to do something a little bit different. I'm going to review a game, and the game today is Project Zomboid. Project Zomboid is an early access title made by Stone. They're an about 8 developer team, and it's been in production since about early 2011-ish. It first came out on Steam's early access system in November 2013, and to be honest, this is an example of an early access title done good. And in my opinion, it's on par, if not better, than many other zombie survival games on Steam. And since this game is in early access, I can forgive it for a few bugs, glitches, and things that feel like it's just missing from the game. And in the game, it's highly addicting. I've been playing it for about 250 hours now, and I'm probably not going to stop for a while because they update it regularly and there's so much new to explore every single time. Project Zomboid is a zombie survival game that looks top down in isometric view, and it really helps out the game in my opinion. And it also really helps it stand out from its competitors. Just from the beginning, you are given a great amount of customizability when it comes to the world you play in and the character you play as. First, you choose which part of the map you want to start in. You got the little denser town of Muldraug, which is surrounded by forests, but far away from the water. Or you got West Point, which is right next to a river, and it's also next to the new part of the map. Next, you can choose how hard and how many zombies there are, how rare loot in the world is, when you lose power and water, which if lost early can heavily affect how you play the game, and a lot more. The amount of customizability here can make for gameplay that suits just the way you wish to play. Next is character creation, which recently got a huge overhaul. You now have a huge list of occupations to choose from, each giving you different buffs to skills, and how fast you learn them, and how many skill points you have left to use on traits. The traits is where you really make your character shine. To get more positive traits, you need more points to spend, but to get points, you need to also choose a few negative traits. An example where this can be fun is where I a while ago did something I called Insanity Run in Project Zomboid. I chose all negative traits and set zombies to maximum difficulty in everything. I got out the door and died shortly afterwards. But it was fun. So one of your main goals in this game is getting good equipment, food and medical supplies, or as you could call it, loot. There are a lot of loot in this game. There are about 20 or so objects that can be used as melee weapons. There are 5 ranged weapons, although if you have an insane amount of zombies in your game, ranged weapons might feel a little bit useless, as ammo is not easy to come by. You can get mods for your weapons from other weapons in the game by removing them with a screwdriver and adding them to your own weapons, or you can take the other weapons of course and just use them. And there's a huge selection of food, although you might wish to note which are perishable and which are not. Eat the non-perishables last. There are also a lot of flavor items in the game, such as watches, rings, wallets, and a lot of other junk items. They are just there to make it feel like the place is lived in. You can't use it for anything, at least not yet. The other goal is to make a base of operations where you can farm, store items, and have your water barrels. But while building your base, beware, the lower level carpentry you have, the easier it is going to be for zombies to break it down, and the lower level carpentry walls, zombies can also look through them. A tip from me in avoiding a poorly looking base is to get books on carpentry that will help you level up the skill faster, and just saw wood. This will take you a lot of time, but when you find out how hard it is to get nails, it might just be faster than the alternative. An example of a larger playable base in Project Zomboid would be the home that I made in my current playthrough of the game. This cost me probably over 1,500 nails or so, but I lost count after the first 1,000. The game is a pretty large skill-based system where you get points and skills by actually using them. Although thanks to this, some of the skills are going to be close to impossible to see at level 10. Currently in my game I have over 11,000 zombie kills, where I only have 2 skills over the rank of 7, Blade Accuracy and Firearm aiming. This is thanks to fighting skills not having any kind of learning boosters, as skill books and such, and each new rank needs a larger amount of EXP than the last. But most crafting related skills have skill books, so you will get to level 10 with just a bit of work. The game also features a combat mechanics that really works well with the isometric view of the game. Although your character tends to be kind of ludicrous when it comes to how they fight. As you can see in this clip, your character can move around so quickly that you can swing your axe from one side to the other within seconds. But it feels really responsive in melee. Although it being a top-down game, the shooting mechanics can feel a little bit off. A lot of times in early levels you will just be in the hands of the random number generator. Because no matter how good you are at shooting in games, your character is not. But late game, when you got more skill points in and accuracy, your character will feel like Rambo. The game also now features a more in-depth medical system, where you can get glass shards lodged into you by jumping through broken windows, or you might break your legs from falling from a great height, or you might get a bullet lodged in your leg. So for this you would need medical supplies you can gather around the world. Some tweezers can help you get the bullets and glass shards out of yourself. Then you need some needle and thread to actually stitch your wound up, so you don't bleed out as much. And then you need bandages on top of that again. This makes it harder to survive damages, and you can't just ignore the world around you. Before, you could just eat a couple of fruits and you're fine. You just took a bullet, nom 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 nom. You're fine. Although this game can feel rather lonely. When you're playing in single player, there are no NPCs, there's only you and the zombies. But they are planning on implementing NPCs in the future, they just don't want to release it half-assed. Which, to be honest, it's very good. Although the game has multiplayer, I have never actually tried multiplayer, as you need friends to do so, but it can help you in surviving because you and several of your friends will be working together to win instead of just you versus the zombies. And some of the bugs in the game can make it so that your character will die a horrible death or turn into a zombie. For example, a zombie can hit you from behind an open door, while you can't see or hit them. Sometimes, when inside, it will take an unreasonable amount of time for your character to see anything in front of their face. This is not much of a problem if you have turned off infection or just turned it down. Turning it off can really help you when you're just starting out and you don't know what's going on, as you won't just turn into a zombie immediately and face the cold reality of Project Zomboid. But if you're playing it by normal rules, you'll become infected with just one bite from behind the door, ending your character's life. That's how I lost at least one of my characters in the past. And the thing that has puzzled me since I started playing the game over a year ago, there are no vehicles in the game. Not a single car or a single bicycle. There are motorways, highways, roads and everything, but apparently in this world there are no cars and no bikes, nothing. But most of the issues in this game are just nitpicks, but they are still there. And much of that could be changed in the future when they release new patches for the game. I really love this game. I'm a big fan of the zombie survival genre, and Project Zomboid is my favorite by far. And I think that in the future it's going to become one of the go-to zombie survival games. Well, before I go today, I wish to give a little bit of a shout out to the Zomboid Reddit. If you ever feel like you need any help in figuring out what to do and how to do it, and you can't find it by Googling, they'll help you out. From my experience from posting on the Zomboid Reddit, they're all a friendly and helpful bunch. What did you think about this review? Do you want me to make more? Tell me in the comment section below. But thank you all for watching. See you guys next video.